Good morning from Biomarine Conference pitching sessions. With me I have Alexandre Carneiro from Soja Group. Hi Alexandre.
Hello, good morning.
Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Soja Group is one of Portuguese groups which has state-of-the-art production lines for animal proteins and which can constitute the main raw materials of the compounds feeds for animals and also for fisheries. Can you let us know a little bit what is the background of the group and the key areas you have?
Yes, of course. Soja de Portugal is a group that has been in the market for more than 70 years now. Inside our group, we encompass some of the most important Portuguese companies in the agro-industrial sector, namely Sorgal, Avicasal and Savinor. We have 5 different business areas in our group. So we produce compound feed for poultry and livestock, compound feed for aquaculture, which brings us here today. We also produce dry food for dogs and cats. We produce poultry, and we have a rendering business where we collect, treat, and do the valorization of byproducts. These are the main areas in our group, and if you see, they generate synergies between themselves because we kind of work in a closed circle.
Okay, thank you. When going from the land into the sea, I suspect that many of the advantage points you have and the experience you have built are very useful into entering a new environment, although a similar line of business. Which are Soja Group and your key differentiating factors in the market?
Yeah. So starting from the beginning of your question, in fact we are feed producers. We produce per year more than 200,000 tons of feed overall. And this gives us a lot of knowledge and also synergies among the different productions that we do in our group. In what concerns the blue economy, we have, I would say, a unique business concept where a sustainable ecosystem plays a key and central role. If you allow me going back a bit in time, Soja de Portugal a few years ago, 4 years ago more or less, we decided to put the focus of our investment in the aquaculture sector. At the time we decided we're going to invest in a new plant which will triple our capacity to produce fish feed. But before that, we decided that we would have to invest on the raw materials. And so we started a project at Savinor, where we collect and do the valorization of fish byproducts and also poultry byproducts. And over the last 2-3 years, we more than doubled the production of animal proteins. These animal proteins constitute the main raw materials for our feed production. So this is clearly an advantage for us, and this is why we started from the beginning, so that we would have these raw materials once our new factory will be ready for the fish feed, which will happen somewhere around March, April 2015. The fact that we produce our own animal proteins is a key factor for us. On one side, it allows us to not be so exposed to the fluctuations of the prices in the international markets of these products. On the other side, it allows us to pursue our nutrition strategy, which is to base ourselves more in animal proteins rather than in vegetable ones. And in the end, it's a sustainable ecosystem because we are protecting the marine resources. Because instead of using fish meal, for example, which comes from massive harvesting of fish in the sea just to produce the fish meal, we are using byproducts that 10 years ago were completely wasted to produce our main raw materials.
Thank you. You have just mentioned that you have a new production facility which has been able to triple your overall capacity of production.
Yes.
How is that production facility going? It is already full speed?
No, at the moment we already started to build this new plant. It will be ready in March. It's a big investment for our group, so only in terms of facilities and machinery, we're talking about 5 million euros. But the project itself, it's bigger than that. This will be a very important step for us. It will allow us to go to different markets, because currently, for the last years, we've been selling everything we produce. We didn't have the possibility to go to new markets. So we are already starting this year to visit new countries, new markets, to understand how they work, because each market is completely different from the other one. If you want to sell feed in Poland, for example, it's completely different from Saudi Arabia, because the natural conditions are completely different. So we are doing this work of preparing ourselves and establishing the contacts, so that as from next year we can start to put on the market the production capacity that we will have.
In terms of geographies, which are the countries or the regions in the globe that you currently already exploit? Which ones are you considering to go in the near future?
Okay, currently our main markets, let's just say that around 90% of our production of fish feed goes abroad. So Portugal only absorbs around 10% of our production. Our main markets currently are Spain, Greece, Armenia, Poland. We are starting to work with them also, and we are starting to look at different markets nowadays. We are starting to work with Croatia, which is I think a very interesting market for the future. They are developing very interesting productions there. I've been very recently in the Arabic Peninsula also, and we established contacts here also at Biomarine with the Saudi delegation. So at the moment we're looking at different places. We know we cannot in the future we cannot sell or establish partnerships everywhere. We have to focus ourselves. But the moment for us is also to understand better the market.
Okay. And what are so far the key challenges you've been facing into entering these new markets?
The challenges are huge, because to understand this, for example, once we arrive in Bahrain, for example, you have temperatures of the water which can reach 38 degrees. Which is amazing. The salinity level is 44, which are completely different characteristics than the ones we have in the Mediterranean, for example. So our technical staff has to really understand these characteristics, get involved with their technical directors of our future clients, and together develop a new formula which will adapt to these characteristics. This is one of our main advantages, I would say, is the fact that we have a lot of flexibility. Let's say we're not a huge company, and this gives us flexibility to adapt to the different markets we want to enter.
So overall, the group total revenue is around almost 200 million euros.
Yes.
How do you see AquaSoja currently and developing in the near medium-term future in terms of the weight and importance for the overall soja group?
Currently, the blue economy, let's say, represents almost 20% of our total turnover if you combine the rendering business with the fish feed. But our target with the new plant is that in 4 or 5 years it will represent much more. We are targeting to triple our sales over the next 4 or 5 years. So we expect to reach something between 60 to 70 million euros in a time frame of 4 years. So the weight of the blue economy will be much more present in the future.
Very good, thank you. In terms of this Biomarine conference, what are the key points that you are expecting to take home from your presence here?
For me, Biomarine is all about meeting people, getting people together, people, expertise, knowledge, technology, and this is what we've been finding here. And for us, this is crucial, because we believe that, let's go back, we live in a global world, and we know that we cannot do everything on our own. We're not isolated. So we have our expertise, which is to produce the feed, but we have to get more information. We have to reach innovation, and the best way to do it is to go directly to the source And the source is here with the organizations we have. So it's excellent to be able to, in 2 days, to meet countries, to meet organizations, from all over the world, which already been working on these new products and new ways of thinking for the last years. And I believe that together we can generate more value than we would do on our own. So Biomarine is definitely an excellent opportunity to innovate for the future.
So thank you, Alexandre, and we wish all the best for Soja Group.
Thank you very much.
Your challenges in the blue economy in Portugal, and especially outside where your key markets are.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.